is a big thing. We do an annual emotional loyalty report with a number of our suppliers, right? And emotional loyalty is something that's very important to brands, but it's a process, right? And oftentimes it's one of the processes that kind of get put on the back burner when there's some financial considerations that may be headwinds or tailwinds that may be impacting things. So that process you mentioned is very, very important, and brands that stick to the process and have kind of the insight that they can derive from it are the ones that seem to be, winning in that regard.
Mark, I couldn't agree with you more. And actually, it's just truly understanding the customer needs. So, having been at Barclays previously, we always had a dichotomy between the customer experience and commercials, right? How do you drive as much customer engagement without breaking the bank, basically? And really, what we've done is we've worked with clients to understand what are the key drivers that generate them revenue. And then
Yep.
actually, how can you start to reward benefits based on the right behaviors? Now, this is through integrations into their systems, getting trigger-based rewards. It could be through spend, it could be through deposits, it could be something through acquisition, cross-sell. So actually, how do we start to work more holistically with organizations to create a customer profile? And you run that customer pretty much as a P&L, not to sound really transactional here. Understand the emotional levers that are going to get them to engage with you over another company and reward them for those behaviors. And then hopefully there's a bit of a flywheel there that continues further engagement. Um, but in terms of back to the languages, that starts with being able to have good customer service if something doesn't go right, relevant rewards, and really easy to redeem. Um, and then actually it's that recognition part was the fourth language that we had. And being able to personalize it. Mark, thank you so much for spending at Walmart today. Here's a free coffee for you the next time you're at Starbucks. If you're a Starbucks fan, we go through the data, we interest tag, we understand how to position the right benefit to you, and on the loyalty languages, the last but definitely not least was exclusivity. So we like to call it surprise and delights, is something that you don't generally get access to. Now, I was really surprised that this only came in at 5%, but I was actually with a client, a US client out in Saudi Arabia, and they were looking to curate a supercar event in which you'd pay just over $300. And essentially in Saudi Arabia, they said, this works out in the States. It's not going to work here. And we said, but why not? And they said, because most of these people, despite these cars not being released yet, have them in their garages already. So that sort of form of exclusivity and how that is applied is very difficult. And we found that actually it didn't translate as well through the loyalty language as we expected. But it was great to see that trust was number one.